Paul Arts and Cultural Commission regular meeting to order for October 2nd, 2024. Mai, would you please take roll?
Certainly. Chair Tom Sonnek,
Here.
Vice Chair Carey Nadeau. Here. Commissioner Amanda Black.
Here.
Commissioner Sharon Clark-Williams. Here. Commissioner Raquel Soto.
Here.
Commissioner Laura Strang.
Here.
Commissioner Xiong.
Here.
Council Member Liaison Lisa Wong.
Here.
And our staff liaison, Mai Xiong. We got a full house. Great. All right. I'll look for a motion to adopt the agenda as listed.
So moved.
Moved by Carey, second by Amanda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is adopted. Did everyone get a chance to take a look at the minutes from our last meeting? Any thoughts or changes you'd like to recommend? Yeah, I just wanted to comment. First I thought I would maybe recommend a change, but I think I went back and read it again, and I thought it's okay. But I just think, I liked what is Ava's role. Our communications and community outreach coordinator came and made a nice presentation at the last meeting. But I thought there was good back and forth discussion between the commission and Ava about the events that we're looking to do. She had recommendations for doing some different things, but I think there are people on the commission who pushed back and really felt strongly about some of the ideas that the commission itself had put forward. And so I just wanted to recognize that I think that that's still open for discussion. So we have any ideas, and I think that ended up being captured there, Mai, that, we have our options are still open, and that Ava is just going to try and save some space for an event in there. Anybody have any other thoughts on that? So basically no decisions made on an additional event like the Asian night market, but we have room to maneuver there. Okay, so I'm not recommending any changes unless anybody else is. Look for a motion to approve the minutes as they're listed.
Is this the appropriate place to ask questions about?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Just following up on the snowy trading card, is there any updates, or I don't know if that, like the holographic part?
Yep, so I spoke with the vendor, and he had said that he had no experience working with a printer, and he did apologize. It took longer than he had anticipated, but tomorrow is the expected arrival date.
Oh, okay.
What time should I be here?
I'm not sure. I told him once it arrives at his office, I'll go straight there to pick it up.
Great.
And are these just the regular cards, or also the potential metallic?
Yep, all of them.
Okay.
They're all metallic?
No, only one kind is.
Just the big snowy is metallic?
They're all arriving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'm bummed that the parade was canceled, but it would have been another bummer if it happened and we didn't have the cards too, so,
It was really for a reason.
yeah. Any other questions, C?
No, thank you.
Anybody else? Motion to approve minutes?
So moved.
Carey?
Second.
Second by C. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Minutes approved. Okay, meeting is open to the public, so you're on, folks.
Ready?
Classic.
Don't all come at once.
Just head down. Love it. All right, so last chance. Any of you
Hey, Nora,
interested?
she did say that she might say something, but I don't think she's paying attention now.
All right.
It's okay. No, nothing. Don't think so.
Okay, we have no public hearing, so commission business, action items and recommendations. Autumn Arts Festival recap. Mai, do you want to take the lead on that one?
Sure. So I provided some of the feedback from volunteers, staff members, and commissioners who participated in taking the survey that Ava had emailed out. And then she also posted a survey for, the, public to make comments too. And overall, there's always room for improvement, but I think everything went really well. Even when we were there, a lot of people gave us great reviews. They'd mention about how awesome the whole thing was, despite of the rain. And so, it went really well.
Good. So, I mean, it sounds like we're having a good run, and I think the big thing, it seems to be, how do we draw more people?
Definitely.
How do we draw more vendors also?
Definitely. And then, we are open to the public's feedback. We didn't receive many, but we're always, open. And we took down a list of things that we could work on for next year.
Great. Any other thoughts or feedback about the festival?
Yeah, I would like to give a huge thanks to Mai and Sarah and Ava for all of their work. You guys put on an amazing event, and it was great to just show up and help people load in and do whatever else you needed done. So really appreciate all that.
Thank
And
you.
Amanda for all the work in advance, making the map, and oh my gosh.
Yeah. And thank you to all the commissioners here. Give yourself a pat on the back and applause. Especially Carey. Carey spent like the whole day there.
I got really tired.
Yeah. But I really appreciate it. I wish I could have stayed longer, but
Yeah,
things
next year.
don't always go as planned.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to shout out about the giant tent for where people could sit
Oh, that was
and
so
watch the
nice.
performance. Yep, because if it rained and people had to sit out there and watch, it would not have worked.
And they had a changing tent. So
Yes.
performers could get ready in advance, which I think really was nice.
And that's great that Ava was able to pull that off, because when we were planning early on, it looked like there wasn't the enough budget to do that, so.
And just to let you know, city staff is listening to your recommendations too. And so if there's any way that we can make improvements, feel free to let us know. We'll make note of it. We want this to work out for everyone.
Great.
The bouncy house. I think there could be adjustments to the bouncy.
Yes, definitely. So what happened with the bouncy house was that it was too large. It was already reserved in advance, way far in advance, and there was nothing that we could do. And that was the only location that we could place it. Unfortunately, they didn't have a smaller one. And so we were out there, measuring, trying to configure on how to make it all work out. But sorry, the ice skating rink or the hockey area was the best place to put it.
But it was great because you had the story walk that went all the way around it. So it all kind of flowed together. Yes, it
I will
would be
say-
better next year, but
My kids
we made
did
it work.
go, and they loved the bouncy house.
Oh, good.
They were the only ones there for a while, apparently. But, they really enjoyed how big it was. But, yeah, we might want a smaller one next year.
Yeah, definitely. We wrote that down.
Signage where it is, because I, ancient as I am, can remember doing bouncy houses, and they were always more fun when they were big.
Yeah.
So I thought the size was great. It's just maybe a little more direction for kids. That's not too far to run for a bouncy house.
Definitely. I do agree with that. We made notes to invest in those sign holders, the large ones that we have out there, because we had a couple of people from the public that had came out and said, hey, those are awesome, because the years before we didn't have it, and they were kind of
Yeah.
confused on where things were. So definitely.
Following the weather that we weren't quite expecting that day, if we had extra money in our budget this year, it would be great to get a pop-up tent or two for the art cart.
Yeah.
Because that was a struggle, was getting all the supplies back into the cart itself and getting it back out.
There is enough in the art cart budget for a tent.
Right. That would be my recommendation.
Let's do it.
All right.
I agree with the extra signage if we did want to keep the size, and then maybe even if there are other activities leading up to the bouncy house, just to attract people towards that direction.
Or just more in that area.
Yeah. Yep. And I think overall, I would say, I know there was better signage this year. I think there could always be a little bit more signage, I feel
Definitely.
like.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially with the schedule, it sounds like there was a lot of confusion about that. and leading up to the event, making sure that people know that some of the items are not going to be all day availability.
Face painting.
Yeah, the face.
Yes.
Oh, and the
The balloons.
Bingo, yeah.
Yes. I think this year everyone loved the balloons, and especially the face painting too. But then again, the face painting was located inside, and I felt that it could have been more visible to the public. So we got that down as well.
Well, it's so funny because the year before, bingo was such a huge draw, and then this year it was like me and 3 people, and I'm like,
really?
what the heck? Where did everybody go? So it goes to show the crowds are fickle every year.
And in the community craft project, I think it was phenomenal. People loved it. I had a resident that came and stopped by the city hall and inquired about where it's displayed at.
Okay.
So,
So I need to get to that.
yes,
Where are those little mini canvases right now?
it should be in the art cart. So let me know whenever you want to come by. I will have Public Works take it out and we can go in.
Okay.
Yeah,
People are enjoying that very much. I'm a
definitely.
little disappointed when I see that somebody says slightly shorter hour. The majority of events I've participated in are 10 to 3. I really just don't think that's enough time to get the community out there and get the
Agree.
crowd going. I feel like even though we had rain, the longer it went, the stronger the crowd, the more fun people were having. And so I can't say I'm quite in support of that particular suggestion.
Yeah, don't you think, like Amanda, what are the
Yeah,
typical hours that you would experience?
It is very typical to be like 10 to 6.
Yeah.
11 to 6 or something like that. That's very common. Smaller events that are maybe just a craft market, that might be the 10 to 3. But for an event like we're doing where there's more stuff included, then the longer hours make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you recommend for the craft vendors to leave early then, if that's the
No.
case? Okay.
Nope.
Nope, I had to buy stuff from people shutting down. I was just running from vendor to
Trying to
vendor.
pack up early for.
Yeah, I read that. Like,
I left
don't love
around
that.
4:30, and
Yeah.
there was a few vendors complaining about if they could go early because it was raining, and I mean it rained for all but 5-10 minutes. It wasn't that long.
There are some things that we can maybe add even in those contracts. I know we say
Yeah.
rain or shine, and that's very true too. I know we maybe struggle getting enough vendors, but every single event that I do also includes in the contracts that if you tear down early, you won't be invited the next time.
Very good.
Because if vendors start tearing, it's a huge pet peeve of mine also at events.
Yeah.
If someone else starts tearing down early, people will think that you're closing and they might leave.
It's a domino effect.
It is. And
Yeah.
then so if your customers are leaving because one person tore down early, that's going to affect everybody.
Good point.
I agree. And that's how the state fair does it, that if you leave early or you don't man your booth the entire time, have somebody there, you will not be invited back the next year. So
And
I think that's
then-
pretty, state fair does it, that's good enough for us.
Also, some of the craft vendors had mentioned that it would have been nice to have people to help watch while they get bathroom breaks. We were struggling to find like a good amount of volunteers in advance, so we didn't really plan or prepare for that. But to me, my thing was like, well, that's a liability issue too. So if anything goes missing, then I don't want that volunteer to be put into a situation where they're being accused of something that, they
I will
may or
say
may not do.
It is common also to have volunteers to do bathroom breaks, and last year I took that on and I gave everybody my phone number. So there were a few people who took advantage of that, of me watching their booth just while they took a quick break.
Okay.
It's nice to have, and I'm willing to do that next year as long as, I don't book myself somewhere else, double book myself again.
We'll make
Yeah,
note
so-
of your name next.
I mean, they're only requesting that we stand at their booth, not
make
man
sales.
or
No,
anything like
no.
that. So, we're not providing a security service or anything like that. And I think that can be clarified so that we're just standing there.
Got it. That's a
Making
good
sure
point.
somebody doesn't haul off with all of their wares.
Exactly.
We can't guarantee it that, somebody may sneak behind us and steal something. We don't know.
I do want to say that, although I do agree, I think we should keep the hours as is. I did notice that, for the last performer, there was a smaller crowd or smaller attendance because a lot of people had left by that time. So I guess I do feel concerned about giving them enough
Yeah.
of
Is
an
that
audience.
something where we could supplement with, and I don't know whose speakers we had behind the information booth, but is that something where we can just supplement with regular music? Not so much
Yeah.
get a whole DJ, but someone be in charge of this music playlist and
Oh,
put all
so,
the speakers and just project it out.
Rather
Yeah.
than a live
Is that what,
performance.
I
we
did
would
that
have
last
to get
year.
licensing for any music that we played?
Okay.
So that would be an additional cost.
well, I did that last year where I just had, there's no lawyers around here.
Background music.
Yeah, I just had music playing.
Classical.
And yeah, instead of having to fill performers with the whole time, maybe if we notice that the end is kind of dying down, maybe we don't schedule a performer for the end and we find a different
Yeah.
way to supplement with.
No matter what hours you put on an event, the last hour or so will be slower than the rest of the time. So it might make sense to either do what you're saying or have your most enticing
Oh yeah.
performer right at the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very good performance we had at an end, and I thought it was a great way to wind up. And I think maybe people just didn't understand we were going to have such a fun musician at the end to wind it up. And if we could, this is a new event. I mean, this is not something that's been happening when I was a kid or anything. This is all new. And so people just have to understand what the pattern of events are. And I think these first few years is just going to be growing pains and feeling out what is the crowd willing to do and want to experience.
Yeah.
But I thought they were a great way to wind up. They were nice and peppy and fun and did a really good job.
Great. Good feedback. Okay, let's move on. So subcommittee updates, mural project. I don't have an update on that unless Sharon or Carey, you have anything. I see we confirmed what the dumpster garage is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I also wanted to make another announcement. I sort of came upon this information after I had already posted packet, but I will say Sue from the Parks and Planning Commission, you know how she works with the Historical Society Museum? She said that, they are open to having a mural there.
Oh, at the Historical
Yeah.
Museum. Oh, yeah.
So she has reached out, and then we can talk about, what they would like. So the subcommittee, maybe we can put a email thread going on, and we
Yeah.
can reach out and see what we can do.
Yeah, okay.
That's great news.
Yes.
Great.
And then the dumpster garage, how would you like to proceed? What do you think about it? Is it a good idea?
So here's my initial, just throwing it out there, thought, is that we could find an artist and say, "Here, we got $5,000, paint something on it. Just make it colorful." And we could get some, I'm sure they could come up with some proposals. I mean, even if we had the same guy that painted the bathroom building down at Silver Lake.
Right.
But with those things, I think, like with the bathroom building, it took some amount of prep, which was, we required the Public Works Department to take care of that. I don't think it's too late if we were to move quickly to get something done yet this year,
Okay.
before it's too cold. But we would have to move quickly. And so that's where I think about, well, it'd be hard to do a call for artists and then get a bunch of submissions and then vote on submissions and everything like that. Then we probably wouldn't have time because, voting would be November at best and then, and even, I mean, we wouldn't, I don't know that we could get a call for artists and information back by
We
then.
don't have some artists already that we have picked out in advance, do we?
Didn't we have, didn't we have several people
Yeah.
apply for the mural at the bathrooms, and we could
Yep.
reach out to maybe
Yep.
our second or third choices from there?
Yes.
And then Brian also mentioned about working with, the owner of Article 7 because they have invested in that area, put in a lot of money. And he wants that to be kind of cohesive with the mural that we would be selecting. And so working with them and the city on this project and selecting a design would be,
Wait, what, and for working with them for,
For this building?
yep, for the garage,
For the dumpster?
a dumpster garage, yes.
Even though it's
Article 7
completely
is
separate?
concerned that
So, no, they're not concerned, but we're saying, the city is saying that because they have already, invested in that area there, and we want that area to be cohesive, so that it's not, so that the design that is selected is not something that wouldn't go well together with that area over there.
We
Okay.
promise to not be offensive to Article 7.
Yep.
So they want, if I'm hearing you correctly, is they'd like a theme, perhaps something related to Lily News that would work in with the Article 7 building.
So it wouldn't be a theme that is pertaining to Lily News, but maybe like a historical one or historical theme that, would look nice.
I meant because
That-
like the snowman kind of has that theme of newspapers.
Yeah, it's got the tree of life kind of thing, and then the newspapers
Yep.
are on the bottom, yeah.
So some sort of, Brian said that he's willing to take a look at some of the designs that the artist designs, and we can talk to, the owners of Article 7.
so something that's kind of aligned with the snowy that Article 7 did?
Well, something that's aligned with the city's history and something that's aligned with, the colors or the scheme would go well together or complement the Article number 7 building.
I wonder if, that artist that did that snowy, she does murals too, doesn't she?
Tiffany Cannon, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I think she would be ecstatic to do that.
Really?
Has she done murals before? I can't remember.
No, she's the tattoo artist.
That's right.
But I think she has done. I mean, I remember talking to,
She's done an eclectic type of work, all types,
yeah, she's done all kinds of stuff.
a wide body of work.
I could, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Raquel. I'll see if I can make this quick. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So the dumpster garage is a city property,
Correct.
but the city wants to make sure it aligns with
The city's, history and that it would complement the Article number 7 building that's
Okay.
there because they've invested so much in that area. So that's what the city had asked.
Okay.
Nobody from Article 7 is asking anything.
No, the city wants us to work together.
'Cause and then, I don't know how it complement that building. Like, and it's not even really inside of that building.
No, but to
maybe it's,
complement the aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be a good partner to Article 7 for what they've invested in building and investing in a snowy, I think maybe
Yeah.
they just want to see what the artist concepts are before they go up.
Yeah.
I think that's a polite way of saying, do not paint anything bizarre on here or overly graphic-y and bright.
yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm
so,
curious about is how visible is this dumpster enclosure to the road? And I understand the need to make it cohesive, but is this mural gonna be like a destination or I don't know how to word that, but are people really gonna see this mural on the dumpster garage?
No, well, you will. So, I mean, if you look at page 31 in your packet, Raquel, it's this very tiny garage here, and it's right on Sepulveda, where that public parking lot is. So it's,
But also, I could see it as being part of right now we have a map of how to see all the snowies, but eventually I can see incorporating all these murals into that and just public art, and then that would bring people over a block to go see this mural.
So I wonder what if we were to reach out to Tiffany and say, hey, here's kind of what the city is thinking, and we'd like to paint this thing, and what do you think of this? Could you maybe throw us a couple of ideas? Because then we could even just run some things by Brian, see what he thinks. I mean, whatever we do is not going to be, I struggle to believe that it would be, truly complementary to the architecture of this new building. It's going to be, but I just, I think it's also not going to be something that is somehow going to degrade
Right.
the building
Right.
aesthetic or something like that.
I feel like just choosing that artist, then being the artist that they had chosen, is a gesture of goodwill. and
Right.
that should be enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've now chosen your artist to do a complimentary piece, and then this commission should have the say.
Amanda, did Tiffany have any interaction with the,
Yes.
So she
actually
knows
quite a bit,
them. Okay.
because,
Sorry, what?
They even purchased some of the equipment that she ended up using.
oh, wow, okay.
They
Really?
have apparently a maker's room as a part of this apartment complex.
Oh,
and
cool.
so they purchased, she had a little airbrush
Huh.
gun thing. They purchased that for her, and then that is now living at their apartment complex. But-
Wow.
so
Really?
yeah, she had a lot of interaction with them.
Oh,
So she
neat.
sounds like the perfect person for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Do you have her contact info?
The city does.
I don't know.
Well, we should have contact information.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she'd probably say, yes, but, how much? Because I think that would dictate, what the design would be.
Right.
Have you,
Yeah,
Are you doing all 4 walls, or are you just
yeah,
doing
paint the
one
whole thing,
wall,
that's
or-
what I think.
Well, it'll,
Pretty itty bitty building.
Do we know the
too,
square
for a
footage of
mural.
we don't have the square footage, but I can go out there and measure or something.
Maybe we
Painting
can
that
compare
whole
it.
thing would be less than what Taylor did on the
Will
bathroom
it?
building.
Okay,
Yeah.
what was that square footage? Do you
I
remember
don't
off the
know.
top?
Not off the top of my head. I have that somewhere, but, it's pretty small,
Yeah.
but,
It'll only be that side of the screenshot that I had showed.
right.
Yeah, just that one side.
Then
So
would
it'd just be the
other
back
side-
side?
Would the other sides be solid then, is what the anticipation is?
So the other side is just regular, and then the side that I screenshot there would have the mural.
Oh, wait,
Oh, I'm thinking mural on the whole thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Like
it
the
was-
whole building?
Cohesive.
I thought it was gonna be like the bathrooms.
That's a good point. Well, we could always bring it up to Brian as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
It would be not unlike what is done at Silver Lake, right? So that one, in the end, all 4 sides are painted, but just the one side facing the street, the houses across the street, was purposefully left, blank, although it's a complementary color to the mural itself on the other 3 sides. But even painting the 3 sides, I think, is most likely more square footage than painting this entire garage. But, and the other thing is, it doesn't have to be like a complex design, right? I mean,
Absolutely not.
splashes of color would be great.
She went very complex with her snowy, and I know
I know.
she's somewhat regretted it.
Yes, she was pretty stressed.
So, yeah, I think if you encourage her to not go as complex.
Yeah. Her snow is really cool, though.
Yes, it is.
Lots of compliments.
So, could you try and find that number, Mai? And then if you want to send it to us, we'll try and reach out ASAP and just see what we can get going. But then we can also reach out to Sue Springborn. We'll see what happens there, but I could foresee that maybe being a 2025 project. It might take a little bit more time. That one would be really cool to do something historical, like a
That makes sense.
very high relief black and white type of thing or something. What?
Complimentary.
Very complimentary. Just as long as it's complimentary to the new apartment building. Okay, hey, progress. Utility box wrap group.
I do have an update about the one over at North High School. So I had asked the vendor to go out there and take a look. He had said they'll take care of it.
Good.
But today he had said that it's been fixed because that's what he was told. I drove by it really quickly, and from the side that is facing the parking lot, if you take a look at it, you'll see that it's, been fixed. But as I got out there to observe the whole thing, there's still two sides of it that's still peeled. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah.
Every visit that you go out here, Mai?
Yeah, I took a picture.
Okay.
Like, it's not supposed to peel, right?
Right.
Let's make sure we document
Might
every
be
time you go
time to
out
look for a
there.
new vendor.
That's what
Show
I've
the
been doing.
damage.
Yeah. I was really excited earlier because when
Yeah.
I drove by, right after lunch, it looked like it was repaired, but after work, I went out there again just to take pictures, and
The side facing.
two sides.
Right?
Sorry, it's the side that is facing the trail and the side that is facing the school. It's still,
It was still peeling when I went.
Yuck.
So, sounds like the vendors can fix that.
yes, they should.
Yeah, because like if it's an issue with the surface or whatever, I don't know, like tell us that you can't do it or something, right? Or like it,
Or add a seal
it's because
coat
of
or
this something, right?
See, the thing is, we've used that vendor before in our other utility boxes, and we haven't had that issue before. I don't know what's going on this time around. I guess I will tell them to let us know when they actually go out there, and then have maybe a staff member stand by to make sure that they are doing something about it.
Or we just say, we wanted to make sure that you saw the areas we were seeing.
Yes. I like that, Sharon.
I think you need to lean into him a little bit, Mai.
Yeah.
Look. We got a problem with this utility box. Are you gonna take care of this, or are we gonna have to do something else here? We gotta know.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very North St. Paul-like to me.
Does to me. If you knew the neighborhood I grew up in North St. Paul, sure.
Yeah, I did. We went to the same school around the same time. What are you talking about?
Hey, my end of Mohawk Road was kind of tough. Oh,
Yeah, thanks, Mike, for taking a look at that. I suppose like like we've been with this vendor and they did, like they're very reasonable with cost. If we were to entertain a different vendor, I think we would need to look at like how many wraps we are also doing
Yeah.
per year or something, because it is going to be vastly different.
I hope we can just resolve this one because I hate changing people I have to work with. Maybe that's, maybe I'm just a dud that way, but you just never know what you're getting this week. This one out of, 5 boxes isn't working, and it's in a school area with kids.
just tell him we'd hate to get our lawyers involved.
All right, we'll have Sharon meet him out there.
Then they'll shape up.
Oh, yeah. They start laughing at me.
Any other subcommittee updates? That's all we had listed.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add. I mean, I did talk with Dan Fisher again in regards to the box.
Yeah.
Out there, and we're still on the same page, and I think there's pretty much a consensus we should try to find a local veteran artist to do this. And so I'm tapping my resources to get a list of people. I have a military family, so it's like, we know a lot of military people. But that's all I have to add about that.
So, and are we looking at that one, that's going to be likely 2025?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the hand heart one, that's 2024 yet?
So yes, we're still hoping to get that done. We wanted to play around with more color
Okay.
background options. So I did bring the files to pass along to Mai and Ava. And then if we need to get the vendor involved, if we still trust them, then maybe they can have their experts work some magic too, so.
Okay.
Where's that one going again? I'm so, I know you've told me 12 times.
So, yeah,
Casey.
across from.
Thank you. Sorry.
On the south side.
The big one.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the street, right? Sean's Way and 17th.
Exactly.
Right in front of the old Conlon house. The old Conlon place. Anything else then on that? Utility boxes? Okay, reports from staff, budget updates.
All right, so at the last meeting, we decided to up the quantity of cards for the snowy trading cards and add in the holographic ones as well. So our quote for that became to be a bit over 1,500. That leads us to $524 for remaining for the Project Snowy Fund. We finally got the T-shirts invoice from the vendor, and it's placed under the branding and communications, and our remaining budget is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about it for this month.
So can we purchase a pop-up tent for Art Cart since we still have funds there?
Definitely, we could.
I could send you one that I recommend.
All right.
Unless,
One enough? Do we need two?
one should be fine.
Okay.
Unless the city, I know the city already has some. Is that what we used last time, or did we rent them for this festival?
Oh, we rented.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll send you the.
sorry.
Wouldn't hurt though, because even if it's hot and sunny, they have that.
Yep. Can it be orange? To match our art cart?
Logo on it.
It's up to
My
you.
personal preference with colored tents is that everything inside of there looks that color.
That's good.
That's a good
Good catch.
Problem with that?
Sorry.
For the tent, is that one person could set it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, they have these new ones now where you just kind of push up in the middle.
That's what this is.
Pretty good, yeah. I had one of these things that was a real old one that was so heavy. It was all this steel. It was impossible to set that thing up.
That's it for budget. And then moving on to the next item, the North Stars podcast from North High School would like to invite city staff or city commission members to go and be featured to talk about some of the things that they have, would like to plan out for the year. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll get you hooked up. And I think it'd be a perfect opportunity for us to go and advertise our student commission position that is vacant.
Yeah.
Let me know.
I'd be happy to
great idea.
be involved.
Tom, you? All right. The more the merrier. And there's several series or episodes that they would like to have city staff featured. Just talk about the commission in general. And there's other roles that Ava could fill in for the other parts, but specifically for the commission. You can talk about, civic engagement and all that stuff.
Beautiful. Hey, can we go back to budget for a second?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, that really cool project that you're making with all of the little blocks that Sharon and Raquel helped people make at the Arts Festival? Should we have like a reception for that, like an unveiling?
That'd be cool.
Maybe.
I mean, we've got all this money left at the end of the year. I mean, is anyone else excited to spend that?
Leave that day.
Just me.
Do we know where those are going to be hung yet?
We do not know, but we are open to suggestions.
Yeah, so we can see it.
Okay. I know you guys were looking into where in the city it would fit, but yeah, if it goes right up in that wall.
I'm not sure about the commission, or not commission, but the council room here, but we were looking at the stairway so that when people walk up, first thing that they see
What
would
about
be
people
there.
who can't walk stairs, though?
Huh? Oh, for people that can't, well, we can place it by the elevator as well,
All
too.
right.
We'll put one little canvas in the elevator.
Right. We'll put a picture of the whole thing in the elevator.
So once you're done compiling them, let me know the size of it, and then we can go and measure.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is the plan to, oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Is the plan then, after we display this for a certain period of time, we'll like paint over those squares and reutilize those canvases?
I think this was a permanent.
Yeah.
This is a permanent fixture.
Yeah, and then do we have enough then to do the
I
full?
don't have them yet, so.
Okay. Are we doing a triptych? What do they call it? A triptych?
We do,
Triptych?
I think we had 2 wooden canvases purchased. I gotta look.
I thought it was 3.
Okay,
Was it 3?
I don't remember last time we were
Somebody's
there.
gonna get left
I
out.
was wondering if there are
100
enough-
squares.
I was wondering if there were enough of the little ones to fill the 3 panels.
There's enough.
There's, okay.
Not sure. So, because like Sharon and I were there, maybe a few might have taken them home.
Oh, okay.
And then I know like we put them into like the old boxes that we,
Air conditioners?
nope. Yeah, that from, I mean, the air purifiers. Yeah, so I'm not sure yet if they would fit all, if there is enough within the panel, but I know like we were discussing like if you needed a paint party, we could, you know,
Oh, yeah.
the commission could.
Yeah, we can paint additional squares if necessary.
Perfect.
But there was quite a few.
And they were
I
gonna
was
be
able to
spaced
convince
out
most
anyway,
kids to
but
leave
not
them behind.
split it up.
Yes, to which their parents said, yay. No, they're pretty awesome.
The one thing I haven't seen them, but some of them, I'm guessing I'll have to just assume which way's up.
Yes.
Yes.
There are a lot of abstract.
Yes.
Tell you mine was one of them. Definitely just some lines.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't count them when I put them in the box.
No, that's fine.
Put them in there.
If you told me a number right now, I wouldn't know if it fits anyway.
Okay.
Okay, anything else on that? Budget? Okay, events calendar?
All right, events calendar. We have 2 more remaining events for the guided art night. Swada's class on the 24th, and then her Mandela class on the 15th of November.
And my son is actually in the play at school, so if anyone can do, yeah, he's playing drums. If anyone can do the 15th instead of me, that would be great. If you can't, I'll figure it out, but just putting that out there.
Does that mean that you're taking the 24th?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me know if anyone's interested on the 15th.
What's a Friday night?
I should be able to do that.
Oh, thanks, Laura.
Awesome, thank you.
You're gonna have so much fun. Oh my God.
I need to sign up for one of those.
Yeah, they're so nice.
The mandala is the one I wanted to paint, so I might just show up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's the one on the 24th?
No, the 15th.
15th, oh.
The 24th, just in case anybody else saw, I had someone point out to me that that is also the same date and time of the city council Legion thing, of the new council members.
Yes.
Potential.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Ava said that it won't be streamed live, but she will record it and then it'll be displayed on the city's website
Oh, thank you.
so that you could watch it, yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are
yeah,
kinda
we
hard.
wouldn't want you to miss out. Because, thank you for being over at Casey Lake on that day.
Okay, anything else for the events?
That's it.
Couple more things, and we'll be wrapping up another eventful year. Anything else, Mai?
That's it.
Okay, reports from commissioners. Raquel, you have anything?
I'm doing awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Yes.
Great. Sharon?
Oh, this is my 7th meeting, I think, and it went by fast.
Wow,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, Laura's too. We will always be in this together.
Well,
This one meeting went fast,
We're glad you're
or
here.
the
This
7
meeting went
months?
Oh, the 7 months went fast.
Yeah.
I was very surprised when I walked out of the house today and I realized that was 7 months ago when I
Yeah.
first did this moment of deja vu I was having.
Nothing.
Nothing? Yeah, I just want to say, I feel like we're coming, it looks like we're going to go hard charging to try and get, a couple things more done yet this year. We'll see if we can't get that dumpster garage. It seems odd that our first 2 mural projects might be a bathroom and a dumpster
If I could make
garage.
an argument. I think sometimes public art can beautify things that are typically like
Yeah,
not seen
sure.
as beautiful. So
You don't want to paint something that already looks great.
there you go.
Yeah.
So it kind of boosts the aesthetics.
Yeah. So we'll be hard charging to see if we can get that done, and we've got another utility box wrap and a couple of paint nights. So it's good. I think this has just been another really solid year for this commission. And as we start to get into the winter months, it seems like we're getting into this cycle now where the winter months are the times where we start to say, okay, let's reload here now. What are we thinking for the next year? And start to shape those things up, because it's going to come around really quickly where event staff especially, they're going to want to know, like Amanda, I know at the beginning of this year, it was kind of like, we need to have all these decisions now for the arts festival. And we're like, it's not for another 9 months, But so some of those decisions will come up fast. So just to get everybody, thinking ahead, and think about what's 2025 going to look like, and what do we want to try and get done then. So just want to and I think, hopefully November, December, January, we can revisit some of those that list of ideas that we've had. We've got a couple of those lists out there, and say, okay, what do we really want to focus on in 2025? Other than that, I just also want to thank everybody from city staff, especially for the Autumn Arts Festival work that you did. I think that was just really great, and I know, Mai and Ava, both of you being relatively new to come in and just jump in on everything, it was really appreciated. And want to thank everybody on this commission for everything that you're doing. I mean, you start to look around now, and I love it every time I drive by a snowy or utility box, and it's like, yeah, we're changing how things look around here, and I think that's pretty cool. We're meeting our mission. So thanks to everybody for what you're doing. And that's it. See, anything from you?
I think I just have a question. What was the next step regarding the events discussion from last month?
Kind of was a little bit up in the air. So the Asian night market was kind of decided to not fully go forward next year, but possibly include some aspects of it within the Autumn Arts Festival. And Ava did ask City Council for basically an open event line in her budget so that we could plan one other event. That she was hoping to have more winter, spring time. So I think that one, if she wants to have it then, we have to get on pretty soon, but yes.
How much of a budget was
I
allocated for
don't know
that?
what she asked for that.
5,000. It was 5,000. I don't think the budgets have been discussed yet. So October is, what, is it the second meeting in October? And then once it gets all approved, Ava will update me more, and then we can come back to the commission to really discuss about what you want. So maybe at the next meeting, come back with, what you've decided for what kind of event you'd like to have, and the events or the night classes that we'd like to provide. And,
Oh, and we were, sorry,
oh, go ahead.
we were going to try and start planning Asian night market for 2026 in 2025.
Got it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure there were next steps. It seemed a little fuzzy here.
Yeah. I think 2025, I think we want to try and use as some experimentation with whether it's Asian night market or something else. Because one of the things it's in the minutes there is we talked about the potential for having something in like off-season, in some of the colder months, and maybe something that's inside somewhere. Like, imagine if we had a community center, for example, where we could hold something like that.
Imagine, we do have one.
We used to, but because just for the city staff's sake, so we tend to. A lot of things end up getting packed into the summer, so there was some talk about, is there a way to stagger something that we could have an event more in the winter or something like that. But so I think let's make that a main subject for conversation in November, Mai, to talk about the events for next year, because that is one of the things that seems to sneak up on us really quickly. That planning. Whereas I think some of these other things, we don't need as much lead time to plan. So let's try and focus on having more discussion around the events. So we can't come back in November and say this is what it's going to be. We want to just have some space to discuss. We'll workshop it a little bit. Sound good? And then we'll definitely get some next steps. Next month.
Great. No other updates for me.
No other updates. Amanda?
I've got nothing.
Okay, Laura?
Well, my kiddo asked me in the car on the way here why we do what we do. And I think this write-up about public art, having North St. Paul, featured, is a great testament on why we do what we do. And we really are bringing that vibrancy. And it's such an honor to be a part of it and to see the hard work, like the efforts just throughout the city sprinkled with color and fun. And so, yeah, it was neat to get to point out all of those snowies on the way here and then see this. It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, that's our artist.
Yeah, and our mural artist made it on the Stillwater part. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, reports from Council Liaison. Lisa?
Sure, yeah, and I just wanted to add a little bit more to this article. I think it came out in the League of Minnesota Cities, so pretty much every elected official in a municipality is part of the League of Minnesota Cities most. So that's throughout the entire state. They kind of do some advocacy for us. So this is exposure to every other city in the state, pretty much, saying, hey, we're next to Eden Prairie, alongside Hopkins, Mankato, Rochester, Stillwater, these really notable places. So I think it's a really special thing that you've all accomplished, seriously, and just really grateful for this team and city staff as well. Okay, so for updates, there's Booyah this Saturday, Sunday, this Sunday at 11. Get there early, it tends to sell out. And let's see, there's a Parks and Rec open house. So they're going to continue engaging the community about what the parks are going to look like. So there's 2 opportunities, October 9th, 5 to 7 p.m. That'll be at Casey. And there will be a Spanish interpreter on site too. So we can engage some Spanish speakers. And then October 10th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Casey as well.
Can I interrupt you for one?
Yes.
Tom, Amanda, they had this vendor or this consultant, whatever, they were at the festival, and it was so great because they had, what would you like to see in these 3 different parks? And they let people vote with little dots on what they wanted. I took photos, and it was just like public art, chalkboards, hanging swings that people could hang, it was great. It
Nature
was
space.
more nature space, yeah.
Splash pad.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it.
It was,
Dog park.
it was,
That was popular.
really cool. I'm glad they were there. That was fun.
Yeah. No, that was great. Thank you for adding. And then there is the meet the candidates. So you have 3 candidates for this upcoming council, or running for the 2 council seats. That's at the Legion, October 24th at 6 p.m. Those are typically pretty short. I would say in the past it's been about like 5 minutes per candidate, and they just kind of say their platform. It's not really a whole lot of dialogue traditionally. So yeah, it goes pretty quick. I just want to highlight the water efficiency rebate because it is a great opportunity to upgrade your appliances or toilet. That's like $450 for a dishwasher or a washing machine. And this is part of some of the funding we get from the Met Council in conserving water. So definitely take advantage of that. I think it's a huge benefit to homeowners. Sorry there wasn't a parade. So there was a lot of extra candy left over, as you can imagine. So that will be allocated for October 27th. Public Safety is doing a trunk or treat at North Haven as they have in the past. That's 4 to 6 p.m. This Saturday, October 6th, is that Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, okay. At the same time. Hang Time Board Shop is doing a Ride to Remember. It's just to honor folks who have lost their lives to suicide, and they do a big route, so you can join them in walking or rolling, whether that be skateboarding, which is primarily what they're doing. So they do a route. So yeah, it's just a way to bring awareness, and they'll have some vendors on site as well, and some organizations. So maybe I'll see you on some wheels. Yesterday at council, we got news that the RFP closed on the 20th of September. We had 6 applicants provide a full proposal, and so the next step would be a team of staff will be reviewing using a rubric. And then that will be presented at the next council meeting for approval. For approval.
The RFPs for the community center?
Yep.
And so,
Yeah.
have you seen all of the proposals?
No. That's what staff will be looking at.
Okay.
And this RFP was just for somebody to do a feasibility study, not for like an architect or something like that. It's just
There's some ask of some architectural features for sure.
So is there the potential then that these proposals would come in with redesigns of the space? Like,
The idea is that they would continue to engage the community, which was a big request. And then from that, the idea would be that they would craft some sort of vision around it. And then one big part of it is financing and finding what partners would be the operators. So those are the different components they'll be looking at. And I think they'll have till, I think it was February or something to complete it.
to complete what?
Their report.
Including public comment or public engagement? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And who reviews it? Who reviews these to create a report to present to council?
Staff will be working with the agent, sorry?
Staff will be reviewing those reports and then, rating it based off on a score sheet.
And well, there's a couple meetings too with the smaller, like, committee of community members, I think they're doing.
There was some discussion that there would be kind of like some sort of advisory or committee. I'm not sure where that is at, but there has been some talk about that.
So I attended one 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Raquel, I think that's the one that's through the HGA for the parks.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
we're talking
slightly
about
different.
Whoa, yeah, different thing. Never mind then. But I was thinking the HGA and architecture, whatever. Sorry, guys.
Lisa, so you
Yeah.
said that it's will be approved at the next council, you said?
Yeah, so staff will do their rubric, make a decision on the best qualified, and then they'll present it to council to approve that contractor or consultant to do the study.
Got it.
And so we'll approve the funding for it and give a go.
So in February, then council would approve to go forward with more of a study, not,
I think it would be kind of maybe having a little bit more of a discussion around what the report came out and what the analysis would be, and then I would imagine that there would be a decision from there on out.
like a decision to go forward with receiving the grant offer from the government and going forward with resuscitating the community center in some way?
Yeah, the study is to kind of determine what direction that would be, whether to go forward or not. So that's why we're asking for the financing component of it, and then also what the partnerships would look like, and whether, because the city is not really in a situation to operate it.
Right.
And so the idea has been, we'll continue managing the building or the infrastructure itself. And then, say, a partner or two or however many would be the ones that would operate the facility, like programming and things like that.
And how might those potential contractors or vendors procure a operator? Like, would that be open to some public discussion? Or, say, for example, Ashland Theater wants to be the operator. How would they get involved in that?
Yeah, I would really imagine that this contractor would be seeking out those partners. There have been discussions in the past, and there have been businesses and different entities that have been engaged before. So I would imagine re-engaging the existing ones, school district as well. Obviously, there have been a lot of partners that have come forth and, made statements on their interest, reaching out to them. And really, I would think like seeking out who would be a viable operator for the city.
Is the school district a potential operator?
They have shown interest in the preliminary, findings. Yep, they're very interested at that point. Yep.
But, so if somebody wanted to be an operator like Ashland Theater, should they try and connect with some of these people, or would they?
Yeah, I would think that, the consultant or the contractor would have an opportunity to reach out and have, conversations. I think that's the goal, is to really understand what is viable. Is it a good fit, given, the different circumstances?
So-
Sorry. Is this not something where we would engage Ramsey County then? Because it is a community center, and, I know, like, they have programming through other, community centers around St. Paul and whatnot. Is North St. Paul set on using, like, a separate entity then?
I think the city has gone that direction. I would say the library will maintain its location there, and that's a county library. So any programming that Ramsey County Library does, just benefits the city out of the community center. I mean, the county could choose any other location if they wanted to, and that wouldn't be, at that location anymore. So I think it would be worthwhile for that consultant to really understand what the next steps are. But we've had the library show interest and continue to show interest in needs for space, particularly when it comes to like technology and computers, and especially a teen space or like a youth space.
Okay. A lot of interest in this.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And we're still in the budget talks. Yesterday we had discussions about the different enterprise funds. I think at this point all the budgets seem really well balanced, and moving forward in 2025 there aren't any increases that are significant and that would make a huge difference. There are a couple things I can anticipate maybe around 2028. There will be a big need for, say, the water tower. And so that will come with more discussion when we have the CIP, or the capital improvement plan, which is a 10-year plan for each department, and how they would like to utilize certain funds and for what assets. So that there may be, some ways in which we'll need to, the city will need to explore other avenues or additional avenues of revenue. And there was some discussion about special assessments and what that might look like. Let's see. I think that's it. Thanks.
What's going on with our fiber utility?
So yeah, that's a great question. That's what is going. No, it's currently we have, I think, is it 1 million or 2 million in debt still on it. There was conversation about what that could look like in terms of, do we pull from other enterprise funds? So enterprise funds kind of are a little bit different, and there's more flexibility. And do we pay that debt off, and so the fiber optics would just start to generate funds, and what that would look like? So exploring that. But there's certainly some interest in, maybe even leasing or selling, or different fibers.
Is there ever any discussion again about extending it to residential?
There hasn't been any conversation about that. I inquired about the existing contracts. We have a few, city being one of them, the city of Oakdale and Maplewood. Those contracts still have like 9 years on them, and those are a fixed rate. And so perhaps after that amount of time, there can be a reevaluation of what that looks like. Does it go to residents, or however does it benefit businesses, et cetera?
So it's generating some revenue, plus it's,
If you don't count the debt, yeah.
right, but it's also
But
saving
it's-
us, we don't have to pay somebody else for the same service.
Right, yeah.
Okay, anything else for Councilmember Wong? We get 2 more turns to ask Councilmember Wong questions.
Actually, just one.
One?
Yeah, next month.
Really?
I'll be gone in December.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, that's just great. Okay. Well, one more chance. We'll miss you, Lisa.
I'll miss you all too.
You can come and join the Arts Commission.
Oh.
Yeah.
have to go back to school. No.
Anyway, okay. If nothing else, we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Raquel kind of made the motion. She said the word motion, and C seconded it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned at whatever time it is.